Hey, what's up? Today we're going to talk about baby tortoises, but I just couldn't resist feeding all of our fun little maniacs the curly tails. We got some Fluker crickets here. Here come the curly tails, everybody. When they come out, they see me, they come out. I like to hook them up. Ooh, come on, buddy. There's one right there. Anyway, today, baby turtles coming up. Did I say turtles? I meant tortoises. We have some baby tortoises here. We got curly tails everywhere. We got bites. I mean, it's a regular free-for-all. Just doing a little soak on some of our beautiful cherry heads and redfoots. And these guys are a few months old. And you remember the hypo. Look at that one. How cool is that hypo redfoot? Very, very beautiful. Here we have a beautiful cherry head. Look at that dark plastron. And their little yolk sacs are being absorbed nicely. Some of these are a little smaller. Here's another cherry head right here. And then, of course, that's redfoot. And then that's a cherry head. I can kind of tell from the top that's a redfoot. You just see the vibrant colors. This might fool me. That might be, I'm going redfoot. Yep, it is. All right, so you can see the vibrant colors of the cherry heads, and then you have your redfoot. So I'm separating them by cherry heads. Look at this. These are all redfoots. Those are the cherry heads. Very cool. Yep, I was correct. Oh, look at that. That is a cherry head. That's amazing. Dark cherry head right there. All right, so these guys have been soaking for a little while, as have our new recruits. These guys I just pulled out of the incubator today. Look at how pretty they are. These are some beautiful redfoots. Look at how light. My gosh, and there's their umbilicus. There's a yolk sac there. But that's great. These guys are definitely related to the hypo. They must be carrying that gene because they are certainly extremely vibrant. Look at this. These are all redfoots except for this guy. It's a cherry head. So yeah, people always ask me, you know, can you tell the sex when they're young? And no, you can't do it. People who say they can do it might be fibbing, all right, or a little bit wacky. I've been working with turtles and tortoises a long time, and I can't tell the difference when they're little. Who cares? Buy a couple, get them together. The good thing about cherry heads and redfoots is they really aren't combative, not like a sulcata, so you're not really going to run into too many problems as far as them growing up and then wanting to bash each other. So that's good news. You can see we've got a mulberry leaf and some cactus that I'm going to go ahead and clip up and make a little salad for these guys, and we're going to go ahead and put them back in their nursery pen. Things to remember, you know, I thought we'd do like a baby tortoise tips today because, hey, look, there's a big tortoise. Because it's been a while, and I'm sure our original redfoot and cherry head tortoise baby videos are way far down. I mean, years ago, you'd have to do some digging. So I thought, hey, let's do this today. Let's hang out with the babies. I love them. They're really cute. We're going to combine them. We're going to put them all together. But right now, we're giving them a good soak. And when they're babies like this, it's important to soak them because you want to keep them hydrated. You want to see if they'll pass any urates, which is that milky white powdery substance that will come out of their cloaca. That's their uric acids. That's how they urinate. They do it in a solid. You can see there's a little bit of remnants there. That's actually from the babies, so that's not urates. That's actually just vermiculite and some eggshell that was stuck to their carapace. But yeah, you want to soak them. It's important. For baby tortoises, when you're keeping them, I'd soak them for about 10 minutes or so. Lukewarm water, just enough water that they can kind of dip their heads in. You see, if they flip over, they'd be able to kind of breathe. That's important because baby turtles and tortoises can be a little clumsy and they climb over each other in the water bowl, and you don't want them to kind of flip over and then not be able to breathe. And therefore drown. That would stink. I've had that happen in water dishes that are in fact a little too deep in their enclosure. So you got to be careful also what kind of water dish you give. I mean, I like real shallow ones, the shallow pots, the potting soil ones, or the what do they call it, the terracotta you know, flower pot bases are really good. And you can take gravel and minimize the depth. You can actually make it even more shallow by adding gravel to that and then filling that up with water. Although the gravel, pain in the neck to clean. If you can find a really shallow dish, do it. That's the way to go. So yeah, these guys, I kind of raise them up outdoors. We'll head over to that little playpen in a little while, but basically for me down here in Florida, most of the year we have no drama. You want to keep them outdoors in a well-protected area. If you have a sun porch, some people have screened-in porches. Just keep them away from predators, birds, raccoons, rats, fire ants, all manner of predators will get these guys, and you don't want that to happen. You want them to be safe and sound and secure. So that's your part. You got to do that. You got to be Mama Tortoise. Now, Mama Tortoise just lays the eggs and splits, and then with these guys, it takes about 5 months for them to hatch out, whether they're cherry heads or redfoots. So just about 5 months. Again, look at how pretty some of the colors are on these redfoots. These are incredible. Looks like we've got some of our crazy leg redfoots. Look at that. Crazy. Oh, I love when these hatch out. Really light, really beautiful. Look at the redheads. Just insanity. Love it. Love keeping them up. These are really great little tortoises to keep because, as you can see, they don't grow huge. They kind of stay a reasonable size. The cherry heads stay even smaller. We can show you guys the adults of them, and that's kind of amazing too. They really are a beautiful little baby. They're hardy animals too, redfoots. I'm saying redfoots and cherry heads, they're the same. Cherry heads are basically a type of redfoot subspecies that comes from certain areas of Brazil and even some in Bolivia. So there's just, they keep that redhead. Some of them do not grow very large, although Darth Maul is pretty big. And they are just overall my favorites because of the coloration. Here's one right here. Look at this light color. Okay, but then they have this real contrast sometimes between light and dark on their carapace, and they mostly have a very, very dark carapace. Sorry to bug you. They also have that elbow scale. You see that right on the inside of their elbow? They have that extra scale, which is really nice, whereas, you know, you're not seeing too many of those with the redfoots. This is just so cool. Look at that. Again, that's a hypo. That means that has reduced black or no black in that animal. So that's really, really cool. It's hypomelanistic. And then you have, wait, is it hypo? Hypomelanistic. And if it's hyper, it's got a lot of black. Very, very cool thing. Well, this guy seems to be more of a black cherry head. That's pretty cool. Call him charcoal. Very cool. And so these guys, again, just a beautiful species. They live a long time. You can see some of them waking up here. There's our curly tails. We have some of them wandering around right now. We've done a lot of work to this area, and for the summer I allow the redfoots to just wander this whole area because it becomes just really, really good. By the way, I think this is the one. I think this is the female that has the hypo gene because she's dark herself, but she does throw off some light babies, and you can see that ring around her eye. That's really beautiful eye right there. I don't know. She's the one I suspect is doing the hypos, which is kind of amazing. And I see her all the time. She's been here for many, 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 many years. We love her, so we keep an eye on her. We keep her looking good, as are all the others that are just kind of wandering around doing their thing out here. This is pretty neat. In another hour, what time is it here as we talk? As I record this, it's late afternoon, it's like 2 o'clock. In another hour, when the temps go down a little bit more, a lot of these tortoises are gonna be out. And so why are the redfoots and cherry heads so cool? They do this, they mow your lawn for you, and you can pick them up easily and put them away. That is awesome. So if you live in an area where it gets cold, they are the tortoise that you can just kind of pick up, grab easily if you start to get cold weather. So that's important. Whereas your sulcatas and galops and aldabras, big, giant, heavy tortoises that don't like the cold. You can see here, we've got some nesting. So I'll wind up finding babies here or eggs. It's amazing. But we do have the whole place dialed in so babies can't really get out, which is nice. But as you've seen in other videos, you know, we have elongated tortoises still popping up on the property, so they're surprising us. It's really, really cool stuff, you know. They love to hide during the hotter parts of the day. You can see here, they are just spending some time in the shade for a little while longer, which is nice because you can just kind of see all these little micro habitats, and that's what you want to create in a smaller scale for the babies. You want some leaf litter or sphagnum moss. You want little plants and places where they can wedge into and hide. They're looking for a microclimate. They're thermoregulating. They're trying to get out of the hot sun and into a more human environment. Human environments, while they're babies, the microclimates are very important so that they can grow those healthy shells. There's definitely some There's definitely some data that says the humidity during early development of the shell helps the shell to grow smooth, so you don't get that pyramiding like the tortoise that was just here a little while ago. I don't know where he went. Oh, there he is. She is, rather. Is it a he or she? Let's feel underneath. It's a he. When they grow up, you'll see it's a he because check it out. See that? Big long tail and then that deep concavity so that it can fit on top of a female tortoise. So there you have it. Now let's go over here. We do have some Burmese star tortoises. They are obviously not redfoots, but they're cool nonetheless. And here's Chink. He's been with me a couple of years now. This guy hatched out. You remember him. Chink had a chink in his chain. He's a little goofy and wonky, but you know what? He eats, he poops, he moves. So he can stay. Very cool. I like him. And we're growing him up, and soon he'll be out here in the crew. We don't know, this kind of deformity. You got to remember, lots of eggs get laid from one female. So you're bound to have an animal that probably isn't cosmetically beautiful. But to be honest, most of the babies, what happens? In 24 hours, the eggs get raided. And then if they are lucky enough to hatch, they get eaten in the first year pretty quickly. So that's why reptiles as a strategy have so many babies. Because number one, they feed the rest of the environment. And number two, it's a survival strategy, a species insurance policy. So we have water that comes out, sprays in here, and collects in this water bowl. You see these shallow little water dishes, very important. We got some Fluker hides. We got a terracotta roof shingle right there that they go under. We have the really good reptibark from Fluker. They can burrow into it, and then this whole thing is really, really secure, friends. So you're not gonna get any predators able to get in and do any damage, which again, very, very important. Importante, yeah? Cool. All right, moving along. We got the cherry heads, they're over here, and they're just starting to wake up as well. There's a male, I believe, that's a male cherry head. Again, you can see this habitat. We've got water, we've got eating rocks, so when they eat, they can wear down their beaks, very important. We got a hiding area in here. We have it on a thermostat for the winter. I've got internet, Bluetooth capable aquascape thermometers that are always communicating with my phone, so I know that things are going well. Thermostat, obviously, if the temperature gets below 70, kicks on the heaters. So very, very effective. And to be honest, friends, after a rainstorm, I have sometimes found baby cherry heads wandering around in here, kind of just doing their thing. The cherry heads, we got about 13 of them, and we keep them in this enclosure. Here's one roaming around, as I showed you earlier. We've got the traveler's palm here. Here's another just kind of hanging out. That's one of our females. So there's plenty of places for these guys to just relax and enjoy the afternoon. We've got irrigation that feeds the water. There's always a new watering water. There's like fresh water coming in is what I'm trying to say. Sometimes, friends, it's hard to talk. You know what I mean? Like, I just go. I'm just rapping. And you make mistakes sometimes. Anyway, there you have it. Really beautiful little animal. So redfoots, cherry heads, my friends. And how about this rhino? Got to show a rhino when you bump into one, hey? Sure is hot inside of those rhinos. Hello, Pebbles. There she is, beautiful Pebbles. Okay, good to see you. I like to wander around and check and make sure things are copacetic. We went ahead a few years ago and we put up this little mesh in case little babies try to fly the coop. They're not leaving. And the other cool thing about cherry heads and redfoots, aside from them being beautiful, is the fact that they come to you. They get acclimated to you. They get really inquisitive, like most tortoises, to be honest. They want to just see what you're up to, what you're doing. And that's neat because we have these animals to bond with. We want to share our lives with these animals, and when you raise one up from a baby, it's just so rewarding to see it grow and to have an animal that can stay with you for your entire life. That's amazing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop up some of this cactus and trim it up, some of this mulberry leaf with our scissors, and then, well, since I'm ADD as all get out, I see something, I'm like squirrel. But anyway, we've got hibiscus. I see a hibiscus. Let's pluck that. Let's get a couple of hibiscus leaves. Why not? Little variety. That's one of the things you want to do. Variety is the spice of life. You also want to feed them a good, nutritious, pelleted food like our Fluker. Our friends at Fluker make the Fluker buffet blend, tortoise blend, which is really good. It's got squash, pepper, and carrots in it, as well as the pellet. You can rehydrate it, get some hydration into these guys. So that's really cool. Let's combine the new with the established little babies here. There we go. And you can really see the variety on those shells. You can really, oh, did I leave you there? So sorry. So it's looking pretty good. So like I said, I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna trim this up, then we'll put these tortoises back in, we'll get them fed, and we'll talk a little bit more about it. All right, everybody has been soaked. There are the cherry heads. Here are the redfoots. Let's go put them in. I'll show you what's happening inside the enclosure. We've already got the chink and the others. The Burmese eating. They're eating some of that mulberry. We got water, fresh water just flowing. We got dune hanging out. We've got the rhino iguanas hanging out. Everybody's chilling here. Let's go put our beautiful little hypo in there. Let me get this in here. Actually, it'd be easier for me just to get everybody out. I just like to put them near the food. These guys will all figure it out eventually. They are not missing many meals. Just put them in and let them do their thing. That's the best way to do it. Oops, sorry. Jeepers creepers, Kenan dropping things on babies. Yikes. Slippery hands. Let's go ahead, keep it moving. And it's okay if some of the food winds up kind of falling on the ground. Look at this. Immediately upon putting some of them in, they just start eating. How cool is that? That's how you know these are happy little babies. These guys just start eating as soon as they see it. And the cactus is a really great way to get these guys their appetites going. Very, very cool. Here's another baby eating right there. One of our brand new babies nibbling, but you see how aggressive feeders the Burmese stars are. This one's eating right up on this. So we've got little feeding stations everywhere. Very, very good. There's our hypo. Hypo's eating nicely. That's what we like to see. They love the cactus. Stimulates the appetite. They love the hibiscus. They love that mulberry. So it's very cool. Some of them like to hide, but you give them what they want. Give the kids what they want and they will do their thing. They'll start showing you what they need. I love it. Look at that. Very, very cool little tortoises. So this is just a way for me to show you how I do things for my babies. I love setting them up in these outdoor playpens. They do so well. This is our Burmese star for my friend Justin at Miami Tortoise Gardens. He was generous enough to gift me one of those. I've always wanted these. The rest were from Tom Crutchfield. Look at that. Beautiful animals. All right, everybody, there you have it. Another fun video. Learning, that's good. Taking care of animals, even better. Don't forget to go to patreon.com/Kamp Kenan for more behind the scenes footage and live chats with me every single Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. All right, I'm out of here. I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you learned something. See ya.